So would that ever happen to Drake?
No, that would not happen to Drake. 100%.
That's my point, though.
John, they give Drake the keys in Toronto, bro.
But that's my point. That's why New York ain't shit.
Yeah.
That's why the Knicks ain't shit.
Actually said
this is what it says. A Knicks spokesman said that it was untrue, that it was simply an issue of Lee using the wrong entrance.
How is it the wrong entrance if no one tells them they come in the same entrance for 28 years?
I just want to make sure that we have
no,
that on the
that's
record.
a lie.
So they made that up.
It's garden spin.
Hey, thanks for watching Numbskull News. Today we're talking about the Spike Lee incident that happened a few weeks back. Now, allegedly, he got thrown out of Madison Square Garden. Of course, that didn't happen. They just didn't want him coming into the employee entrance. Completely pissed him off. As you would expect from a guy who spent $10 million on season tickets the last 20 some odd years. So I know a lot of people have forgotten about this because of the big virus going around. But I'm not going to let a virus keep a good story and some good entertainment down.
I was not going to say anything. I went home from the Garden, the World's Fair Arena, in the cab saying, I'm not saying nothing. And then when I read that lie, that spin that they put out, I called you.
And this is exactly why you don't piss off one of the America's best directors and your biggest and most beloved fan. You got to take care of those kind of people because the aftermath and the bad publicity, it's not worth it.
The last 28 years, I've used one entrance.
28 years.
28 years. And the security guy comes to me and says, we need you to get off the elevator. I said, for what? So we could speak about it now. I said, I'm not getting out of the elevator. So it's another 5 minutes. Then they finally send the elevator up because they know I'm not getting out the elevator. Elevator go up to 5, and security's waiting for me like it just ran out of Macy's stealing something. This comes to the top. He says, Mr. Lee, you have to leave Madison Square Garden. And I said, I'm not doing that. First of all, you scan my ticket. You can't scan a ticket twice. Also, I know that once you leave a sporting arena event, you can't come back in. So I don't trust these guys, so I'm not going for the okie doke. I put my hands behind my back and I said, arrest me like my brother Charles Oakley. So at halftime, Dolan comes over to me and says, we need to talk. I said, talk about what? We need to talk. I said, Mr. Dolan, I don't want to talk about nothing. I wasn't shaking his hands. In fact, when he came over me, I didn't get up right away. I was down sitting in my seat. So why do I was not notified? By email? Text?
What did he say?
Phone? He says, now you know.
So I gave you basically the highlights of the story as told by Spike Lee. And again, it's just retarded that the New York Knicks treated him like this. I mean, they got his number. He's been going there 28 years. They could have let him know if some policy changed with the way he enters the building. But even if you do change the policy, you can let Spike come in whatever the hell entrance he wants to. It's too good a press. I mean, your team has sucked for 20 years, and everyone loves to come there to see Spike. So let Spike do what the hell he wants to do. Look, I'm a diehard Dallas Mavericks fan. We don't have any kind of celebrity famous fan diehard like a Spike Lee. We would love to. And I guarantee you, Mark Cuban will let him freaking parachute in there if he wanted to.
I've never asked for any celebrity extra.
Well, one can say that coming into the employee entrance for 28 years is kind of some celebrity treatment. I don't know if he asked for it or not. However, like I said, he's Spike freaking Lee. Let him come in the building however he wants to come in the building. As long as he's coming and he's paying full price. I guarantee you there's celebrities that don't pay a cent to go to their favorite football or basketball games. But I don't have any reason to doubt that Spike Lee pays full price. According to his accountant, he does. So let him come in wherever he wants to. And now, let's get to Max Kellerman.
And this
Black Klansman was great, by the way. I haven't
you.
seen you since then.
Thank you.
A kiss ass, as always.
Also, why are you taking a perp walk? For what?
Perp walk? He didn't get arrested, moron.
And they were hot garbage most of those 28 years.
Not at the beginning.
Yeah,
that's
but
what my
most of
wife.
the
That's what my wife was there.
Go ahead. What happened?
So
Now, I love there how Spike just dismissed him. Even though, Max Kellerman's not lying. I mean, for most of that time, they've been hot garbage, true. But he's talking to a diehard Knicks fan. Now, Max Kellerman, he says he's a diehard, but he's not. He has him on boycott, which, you know, what good is that going to do?
I'm trying to think. They haven't obviously done anything since his daddy gave him the team, since he inherited the team from his daddy.
And I hate this liberal bullcrap of, oh, he inherited the team from his daddy. Well, are you going to talk crap on LeBron's son when he inherits all LeBron's stuff? I doubt it. As a matter of fact, the kid already has games being shown on ESPN. I don't hear anyone talk about, oh, he only has that because of LeBron. Bleh.
Why do you think that you, a top-paying customer and the most famous, fan of the Knicks, this doesn't happen to Jack Nicholson at Staples, right? With
No.
16-time
That
champion.
happened to Drake. You go down the line. Jimmy Buffett, Miami, nowhere.
Kellerman was going to stop with Jack Nicholson because that's his thing, right? Let's just, he likes to pull out his little white race card and he likes to be the white shining knight. And I love that Spike Lee didn't let him do that. He just came out, that didn't happen to Drake. Last time I checked, Drake ain't white.
Why do you think
You got to
they
ask
target?
Mr. Dolan.
Why do
you got to ask him.
You don't have any.
And I love the dismissive nature of Spike Lee yet again. And everyone should dismiss Max Kellerman. Unfortunately, they don't. Because he's one of these punk-ass white boys that think they have to put down white people or his own race or whatever in order to uplift the black community. Well, that's really not how it works. He constantly tries to be this white knight and this white hero. Like he's going to go into the hood and save people. And there's something just disgusting about that to me. But since this is a video about Spike Lee and his unfortunate experience, let's see what Malcolm X has to say, the real Malcolm X, about liberals like Max Kellerman.
If you study the structure of the Negro community, economically, politically, civically, psychologically, and otherwise, it's controlled by the white liberal, who usually poses as the friend of the Negro, who actually differs from the white conservative in the same way that the fox differs from the wolf. Their appetite is the same. Their motives are the same. It's only their mannerisms and methods that differ.
On the other hand, I think one could point to a large number of whites who have struggled for civil rights, for equality, and have got little or nothing out of it, other than quite a few bruises.
Give me an example.
Well, the large number of white students who have gone into the South, for example, working for SNCC and other organizations.
Not working for SNCC or other organizations, but working for the white political machines who benefit by the voting efforts of Negroes.
Okay.
Now, of course, times have changed, but not everything changes. And I'm sure Max Kellerman has the best of intentions when he's pandering to every black guest he sees and every black cause out there. But black people don't need some pandering white boy, all right, to lift them up. What they need is people to get the hell out of their way so they can rise themselves up, because black people are fully capable of that. Malcolm X knew it. Martin Luther King Jr. knew it. All the great civil rights leaders knew that. Just get out of our way. Stop trying to get your foot off our neck and we'll be fine. And we don't need some white liberal white boy, acting like, he's some savior, because you're not. If you really want to support black people, support black businesses with your money. Support black artists with your time. That's what most people do, actually, not without even thinking about it. Like, if I'm going to get some barbecue, and I live in Texas, the land of great barbecue, I'm probably not going to go to the quote-unquote white barbecue joint down the street in White Town because they want to charge $6, $7 for a chopped beef sandwich, which is bullshit. I'm going to go off of Rosedale in east side of Fort Worth, and I'm going to pay half that for a chopped beef sandwich that's just as good, if not better, from the black-owned barbecue joint. I don't give a damn if it's black-owned or not. All I know is that it's cheaper and it's just as good, if not better. That's how you can support black causes, black people, black community. because the black community is an American community. We got to support each other. So me, even though I'm not active in some online BS or whatever, but, you know, if I want some good Mexican food, I'm going to the Mexican place where it's Mexican owned and Mexican ran with good Mexican food. I don't want to see some other race of people in there. If I want Chinese food, I go to the Chinese food place down the street and it's all Chinese people in there. Now, I don't know if that's supposed to be racist. I don't know if that's supposed to be supporting minorities. I don't know how you want to classify it. All I know is I want good food. So I want those people from those ethnic backgrounds making that ethnic food because it's going to be good. By the way, same thing with the Italian joint. My favorite Italian joint's ran by a family of Italians. That's how I get down. That's how I do it. That's how I support people. I don't think about it like, oh, I'm supporting something. No, it's just good. So just, you know, if you just look at it that way, then you're doing your part. You don't have to pander to everybody like Max Kellerman. Oh, look at me. Look how woke I am, Max Kellerman. Kiss my ass. And by the way, I just showed you a video of the late, great Malcolm X. He'd probably tell Max Kellerman to kiss his ass too.
Let me just get it.
Let me finish.
Okay.
Yep, it's a lot of people's favorite Miss Molly. Always has to chime in. And really, I don't mind her that much. But in this instance, I think she kind of went a little too far.
Is there anything that you could have said or done that you think might have triggered Dolan?
I can't speak for the man. You gotta call him.
That was Dolan's goal? I know you said you can't.
My dear.
I know you said you can't.
Ask anymore. I cannot speak for the man.
I have another.
That's his nice way of saying, shut up. You asked me the same question over and over again. I don't have a big problem with Miss Molly Queerum. I think that's how you say her name. But yeah, there's times where unfortunately the internet's right and she just needs to shut up. There's times where she asks good questions and she does her part to keep conversations going, but there's times where it's just, you know, my dear, just don't ask me any more questions. Just shut up.
My contention is fans like you are the reason it's like this. Because you're going to support the team. Like, even you, I'll be back next year, no matter what. As opposed to me, I'm not going to come back till Dolan's gone.
Okay, now Max Kellerman's like, hey, why aren't you as good a fan as I am? Why aren't you as smart as I am? I'm not coming back until Dolan's gone. Well, it's because Spike's actually a fan of the team. Look, I'm a diehard fan of the Dallas Cowboys. There's times where Jerry Jones pisses me off, but I'm watching my Cowboys. I'm supporting my team. It ain't about Jerry. It's about that star on the helmet. It's been around longer than Jerry.
Wrong.
I'm being harassed.
The fact that they wanted to leave the Garden.
Hold it, Max. You just said you're being harassed?
Yes.
Are you going back to a Knicks game this year?
Not this year.
Are you considering?
No. I'm coming back next year, but I'm done for the season. I'm done.
See, this is why Dolan gets away with it.
Do you think that?
This is why Dolan gets away with it. Well, apparently he's not. I mean, everybody hates this guy. They hated him before. Now they really hate the guy. And he's not going to sell the team. He makes too much money off the team. The most you can hope for is that he takes a back seat and lets someone else run things. But don't hold your breath on that either. You're blaming the victim here.
Because you sitting up here today, or what you doing is you reminding us of Oakley. You talking about what happened to you, and you're a diehard Knicks fan. You're going back there next year. You sitting up here today. It doesn't make the Knicks look very good right now. Are you concerned, or do you think you should be concerned about the effect that this could have on a potential free agent's willingness to come to the New York Knicks?
Why should Spike Lee give a damn about free agents coming to the Knicks? Of course, he would love big-time free agents coming, but that isn't his problem. That's the problem with the organization. Why would you even ask that of Spike Lee? Like, are you afraid of you coming out, telling the truth, refuting some spin from Dolan and the MSG? He's just trying to protect his name here. As he said, there was this whole story of, they were seen laughing and shaking hands talking about Spike Lee and Dolan after the whole incident. And Spike's like, that never happened. So why should he allow a lie to go forward and allow cover for Dolan being an idiot? So he comes out, tells the truth, doesn't want lies told about him and the incident that happened. But he's supposed to be, well, maybe I shouldn't say it because maybe they can't get a big-time free agent. That's not his problem.
Teams belong to the people. If you're a loyal fan, you live and die with your team.
And see, that's what Spike has that Max Kellerman or Stephen A. Smith or so many of these people in the media who claim to be fans of whatever team. Maybe it's because they've been in the media and that kind of stuff's been stripped away from them a little bit. They've calloused up. Their heart's been calloused up or hardened up. But with Spike, and I can relate to this, he's a diehard fan. It doesn't matter who the owner is. It doesn't matter who the players are. He bleeds the New York Knicks. And that's what being a fan is all about. So where you're treated like shit by an organization that you're the fan of the team, that's crap. And that's all he's trying to illuminate here. And no, I don't always agree with Spike Lee and some of his political statements that he makes, but I'm down with this guy saying whatever he wants to say, make movies how he wants to make it, and exercise his free speech however he wants to. But mainly, I didn't get some of those questions that the guys on First Take wanted to ask, and I never, ever will understand Max Kellerman's pandering BS. Well, I guess I do understand it. After all, Karl Marx did call people like him useful idiots, right? Possibly well-intentioned. But there are people behind the scenes, politicians, that, they get elected over stupid shit like that. They don't care about any minority group. All they care about is getting to the next paycheck, to the next election, and getting rehired. So I don't mean to get so political about stuff. That this kind of crap just it ekes me out, pisses me off. And like I say, if you want to do something political, vote for people regardless of whatever party it is who are for prison reform, people who support more opportunities in cities and sections of cities and neighborhoods that need it. Screw all the other stuff. That's the only thing that really matters. Anyway, sorry for getting a little bit serious on you. Try not to let that crap happen again. And I'll try to come back with stuff that's just crap. Anyway, thanks for watching.